Oh, so then I mean that was the time that I won the lottery and I bought. Oh, hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Caliber Corner, season 5, episode number 277. I didn't really win the lottery. Every time I start these episodes, maybe you don't notice this. I was trying to do something stupid or funny just to kind of get your attention. So anyway, we're here to have fun today. Today we are talking about Cheshka Jabrovka, also known as CZ Firearms. We're covering a different brand every week, talking about the past, the present, and the future of that company. Just kind of give every company out there a little bit of love. Before we do that, we're going to let the panel introduce themselves. Lots of information for you today, lots to say. Let's go ahead and start off with Dobre Rano, which is good morning in Czech, everyone. And we're going to have ourselves a fun little episode to see what's out there in the current catalog, what CZ has to offer, what's new, what's not, and so on. So let's go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. Squid, can we start with you real quick before you go grab your second cup of coffee?
Yeah. Good morning.
You're here.
I'm here.
Long time panelist, first time viewer, or whatever they say, like long time listener, first time caller, you know. So anyway, Squib's with us. Make sure you guys check out the entire Squibload empire. There's like 37 channels on YouTube. They all have Squib in the title. Look around, you'll find them. Look around, you'll find them. All right. Also joining us somewhere out east is Single Shot. Single Shot, how's your morning going? You doing good, brother? He might be filling up his truck. That's okay. These things happen. Doesn't matter. We're going to get started. We'll get Single Shot back here in a second. Announcements for everybody. What do you need to know? So first of all, Thunder on the Prairie 2023 is going to happen. You go to my channel. I posted several videos on it. There are other Thunder on the Prairie events that happen out there in America, including 1 or 2 in Nebraska. There's like a Harley Davidson rally. That's also Thunder on the Prairie. There's a quarter horse Thunder on the Prairie. There won't be any horses at our Thunder on the Prairie, but we will be having a good time. So what it is, it's going to be a shooting event that's going to happen at Nebraska Shooters the first weekend in June. I think it's the 3rd and 4th of June. And we get everybody together for 2 range days. And the first half of the first day is going to be a shooting competition, kind of like a top shot. And we've got prizes available for the winners of that. And then also the second half of the day is open range day. So people can come and shoot, have a good time and shoot steel and shoot whatever they want. And then day 2 on Sunday is going to be a chance for people to film videos on a range, something that sometimes some of our YouTube family just can't do at their current range, which is kind of fun. You can walk past the firing line, walk up to the targets, talk, be in an enclosed area that's going to be sectioned off and safe. And it's going to be a fun time. It's just kind of a chance to get everybody together and just have fun over the summertime. For me, it's kind of my little vacation with everybody else. And we have a lot of sponsors on board. We've got Cleanse Oil, who's donated a huge just amount of products that we're going to be giving away and throwing in everybody's swag bags. We've also got Monstrum on board who are donating some really nice scopes, red dots, etc. I've also got a prism scope that I'm going to donate for the event, which will be fun for Monstrum. We've got VersaCarry on board. We've got Blackout Coffee Company on board. And the best one, guys, I mean, they're all awesome sponsors, don't get me wrong, but Meat Ammunition, based out of Wood River, Nebraska, meatammo.com, check them out. They are going to be supplying ammunition for the event. They want to make sure that we have enough supplies for the shooting event, so they're hooking us up with that. And then also some extras so people can test some of their ammo. So if you go to meatammo.com, they do ship, and they have some pretty good prices. They've got regular ammo, remanufactured ammo. Meat Ammunition actually manufactures the presses and ammo component manufacturing machinery for some of the biggest companies around the world. So, and then also countries that want to contract that want one of these machines so they can make ammo for their armies. And so anyway, Meat Ammo is huge. You don't even realize that they're one of the biggest just suppliers of industrial ammunition component machinery in the world. And they're just a little business located in Wood River, Nebraska. Anyway, Meat Ammo is going to, at some point here in the near future, they are going to offer just like a retail end where you can just walk into their store and buy the ammo right off the shelves and not have to do the shipping if you don't want to. For me, it's almost cheaper just to drive out there and pick it up and come back just because of how close it is to me. So Meat Ammo's on board. I'm pretty excited about that. And then also, obviously, Nebraska Shooters for graciously giving us the weekend where they move other famous trainers out of the way to make room for us, like Norm Hood and Masad Ayub, which is an honor to be able to train at this place. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. We got a lot of stuff happening today. Today we're going to talk about CZ and what they have to offer. Don't know how long the discussion is going to take. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give a shout out on the YouTube side. We got Ozzy Orsborn out there. We've got Zinger. We got Squibload, MC in the house, Jason Stewart, Tony York, 500 Magnum, Arm Rebellion 47. Bjorn's out there. Let's see. We've got tacos and French fries with us. Squib Lift, Squibload, the whole Squib Empire's out there. New York Outcast is in the house. Kevin June is watching with us today. Good morning, Kevin. Bwat75. M. Gabriel, we were having a little chat earlier this morning. Bearded Lunchbox is in the house too. Let's see who else is watching today. Chris in the 740 is going to be, well, he's driving back right now from Tennessee. So, Chris, you have yourself a safe trip, buddy. Bearded Lunchbox is with us. I'm out there also. And I think it's going to be a good one. So when it comes to CZ, I've got kind of an interesting history with CZ myself. One of the first guns that I bought before I knew anything about firearms was a CZ52 that was in a gun store in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's not there anymore. I think I paid $149 for it or something. This was back in the late 90s. Now they go for what, $400, $500, $600. Chambered in what, 762 by 25. This was kind of pre-internet ammo time, so ammo was kind of hard to find, especially non-corrosive ammo at the time for that gun. Took it to the range, shot it a couple times, loved it. I've also got a CZ Shadow 2, which is great, and I'm looking at some of their other rifles. And CZ, it's kind of funny. It seems like it's one of those brands you just kind of forget about because they don't always occupy a lot of case space at a lot of firearms, a lot of gun stores. I don't know what it is, but they might have a little section of P10s and that's all you're going to find. Or they might have a Shadow 2 or 2 and that's it. But they've got an entire catalog of firearms. So we'll talk about their past, their present, their future. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Otherwise, hopefully we're not missing anything important. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but okay. So rnldisplays.com, we're putting a little hold on that. So we're going to go ahead and take that banner off just because rnldisplays.com is currently not doing any shipping. So we will go ahead and take that off. We'll just do a shameless plug and put that up there. So we're good to go. Okay, not a problem, guys. Oh man, what is up? Okay, so we're going to get started. And when it comes to the CZ company, you might not realize it, but their CZ75 is probably, next to say the Browning High Power, one of the most influential gun designs in modern firearms history, simply because of the sheer number of companies and models that are taking the CZ75 design, this idea where the slide right inside the frame instead of on top of the frame. It's an interesting experience to shoot a CZ firearm. So, Squib, what are your experiences with CZ firearms? Do you own any? What do you think? What are your thoughts on it? Are they kind of underappreciated as a brand? What do you think?
So the only CZ I've ever fired is Smeggy 42 CZ75.
Okay.
First time, only time. I didn't know what to expect. I liked it immediately. Ergonomics, good. Sights, great. Recoil management. I mean,
build quality is top notch. They still use traditional bluing on the guns, which is becoming a rare thing these days. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't take it down and clean it or anything else like that. I more or less just loaded it, fired it, and I didn't. The only thing that I could say about it that might be negative is the price is something that might make somebody go, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's not worth the money. I thought it was worth the money, but because of the price, it's not high on the list. Eventually, I'd like to have one. It was very high power-esque, and I like high powers. I really do.
Yeah.
I liked everything about it. I really did. Now I don't know what replacement mags cost, and I don't know if there's any aftermarket support for that. I
think they're Mechar. I think Mechar is their supplier, so it's not a problem trying to find one. So
okay.
We're looking right now. An all metal CZ75B with black polycoat and bluing is $539.
No. I've shot his Shadow 2.
Oh, okay. So let's talk the Shadow 2. Okay, so that's a whole different. That's
this thing
it's the Camaro versus the Corvette. So
okay, so I shot the Corvette then.
Yeah, and okay, so the Shadow 2. We'll take a look. That's actually the thumbnail for the video. Is the Shadow 2? That's the black and blue model, which is what I have. They do it as a single action.
I thought they were all over the $1,000 price range.
No, the CZ75B will cost you $550 brand new for a brand new one. They've got an entire catalog. So yeah, and that's an all metal gun also. And they've had compact versions of it. We'd have to look and see what they currently have. But when we check out the catalog, it's got your standard 3 dots on it. It's got your 2 dots on the back and your 1 dot on the front.
All right.
Like I'm looking over here at I just saw one for $539, $499. There's a $531. Depends on which model. Then you get into the PO ones, which are kind of the next step up. Those are in the 600s, $650. So I don't think you're going to pay more for a CZ75 than you would say a good 1911. I mean, it depends on what trim you want. We'll have to look and see what the MSRP of the gun is, but I've seen them for under 600 at Shields all day, even brand new. They have a small selection of CZs at Shields that they carry. Well, actually, a decent selection. They've got a lot of, and then they got the P10 series, which is like their Glock competitor. Roll Call has one that's very, very nice. In my opinion, it matches M&P or Smith & Wesson. It matches a Glock. So the P10 is a wonderful series to consider. Full size, compact, mid size, and that's what I like about CZ. They offer different sizes of the same platform, which a lot of other companies do. But if you want a nice, well-crafted feeling, solid, all-metal gun, check out CZ. And yeah, I'm using Jedi Mind Tricks on everybody right now to go buy one. Try by Mind Tricks to go get one. So let's talk about the Shadow 2. So Kevin Jung out there says he got his SPO 1 for $750, and I think that was the Shadow 1, if I'm not mistaken. I've tested one on my channel. They're kind of a tactical model, and then the Shadow 2 for $1,200. So your Shadow 2 can MSRP anywhere between what, $1,200 and $1,300 for just the base model. And they also offer a Shadow 2 single action you can get. Mine's a single action, double action model. You can either get it with a decocker or a safety, depending on how you set it up. So my Shadow 2 that I bought, it was kind of funny. It had been sitting in the use case at Shields in like October, and then November, December passes, and January. I just go in there January over winter break, and sure enough, it's still sitting in the case. And they had it marked down to like $949 or $899 or something like that. Took it out of the case, took it apart, sent some pictures to Foos. I said, how much has this thing been shot? Because he knows CZ because he competes with them. He goes, dude, it's never been fired before. He goes, there are no markings whatsoever on this thing. And I was like, all right. I said, man, I'll take it. Mine was a 2018 production model, and it does have slightly darker blue grips on it than what you see in the thumbnail. I think they've maybe varied the grips a little bit. So I got my Shadow 2. If you look around, you can find them. And also you can find them for $9.99 over on Gun.Deals. There are companies that sell them brand new for under $1,000. Now that's a lot of money for a gun, but you're also getting a gun that was basically designed around competition, race gun. It's out of the box. It's competitive, but you can do a lot to it. The aftermarket support is unreal. Any part you want to change on it, you can. You can strip it down to the frame and upgrade every other component in that gun if you want to. The Shadow 2 experience, shooting it on the line, smooth, wonderful trigger. Mine does have a Cajun Gunworks hammer and light and recoil spring on it to kind of it kind of prevents it from just kind of reduces the amount of muzzle lift that you get when you cycle it. So the Shadow 2 test one before you buy one, because they are big, heavy guns, but there's a ton of holster support for them, accessories. I mean, the front dust cover alone weighs like 16 ounces. It was designed to keep the gun flat shooting. You can get them with or without an optics cut. You can get an optics cut done on the slide if you want to. And it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. It's kind of funny. I actually kept my Shadow 2 as my bedside gun. And then I thought to myself, if I ever use this thing, that's a $1,200 gun that's going to go into an evidence locker. We're not going to do that. So I quickly swapped it out for a Walther PDP on one side of the bed and then a G17 Gen 5 on the other. So yeah, Shadow 2, fantastic. I've never fired. Oh no, I don't know if I've ever tested the CZ75. Maybe I'd have to go back and check my videos. I can't remember if I've ever tested one. But otherwise, no, wonderful, wonderful firearms. Now, what I don't know is the whole hipster association with CZ and how that came to be. Maybe it was featured on some Young Bucks, videos on YouTube and kind of took off as the popular gun for hipsters. Like they've discovered this brand that nobody else has, but CZ's been around for a very long time, as we're going to discover. All right, let's see what we got out there. We got Kim Williams out there. That's my mom, by the way. Good morning, son. Happy Easter to everybody. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy your families. Mom, we will. We will. Kevin June says, if I were to go to war, my Shadow 2 is on my side. The best all-around shooting experience with a sidearm. Yeah, it's like what? Kevin, 19+1, 18+1. You can get +2, +3 extensions off of it. You can do whatever you want. So Tony York says, I don't care much about semi-auto handguns. They're just another tool to carry. Yeah, and CZ does rifles and shotguns. They originally started off making aircraft machine guns. So if that doesn't give you enough street cred, I don't know what does. Arbor Billion says, don't get me wrong, I love CZs, but they need to offer more variety in calibers. I just don't have a use for 9mm. They also do 40, and then I don't know if they do a 10mm or not. They've got the Dan Wesson models too that we'll take a look at. Their 1911/CZ75 hybrid model that they sell, which is pretty interesting. No, they're good. Now, Tony says, I don't have any interest in CZ handguns. I've looked a little at the rifles. And that's one thing I will say about the handguns. They haven't really offered a whole lot of new stuff lately, like just more variations on the same thing. They're kind of doing like an Apple iPhone kind of thing with us, where they kind of enhance a few models and then, release some different colors or some slightly different styles. But a lot of their classics are still in production, and I think that's a really cool thing. Single Shot, are you there, buddy? You out there?
Yes, sir. Just
There you are, man. Hey,
just
you want to
got
give us your
rolling.
you want to give us your introduction? You might have been fueling up when we called on you earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, who are
Pastor,
you
good
and what do you
morning.
do?
I'm a truck driver. I'm headed to Muncie, Indiana with this load. It's my normal round trip run. I say good morning to everybody on the chat
All right.
and everybody here. So hope everybody's having a great day. About 44, 45 degrees, bright sunshine over here. So
Cool.
I'm hoping to have a good trip this time.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds like it's decent weather for you, getting rid of some of that snow. Single shot. Do you
Oh
have
yeah.
any experience with CZ firearms at all? Have you ever owned a CZ 75 or shot one at all, or ever had a chance to test one out?
I have. I shot 75. My dad had one,
Oh, okay.
but the one that I have is like the one you have, the 52,
Yeah,
7.62 by 25, and I like that. It's kind of James Bondy, and
it's a cool
it
looking
looks
gun,
nice.
man. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's got a very powerful round, and S&B actually makes
It
a
is.
self-defense grade. Like I think it's or Spear Gold Dot or S&B makes a defense grade 7.62 by 25 round. So if you worry about over penetration from a bottlenecked like AK-47 round, right? Don't worry no more, because there's a lot of support out there for ammunition for you. You just got to go online and get it if you can buy it locally. So
And,
yeah,
and you can get mags, you can get brass for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can reload. I do
Parts
both.
are readily
I
available.
do brass, and I also cast the bullets for it. So they work very well. I'm comparing that pretty close to packing the horsepower of a 357 Magnum.
It's a
Which
pretty wicked
is,
round, man. Yeah.
It is. And that CZ52 will sling that brass about 30 feet off to an angle to the right of you. Stuff is hard to find.
The muzzle blast that comes out of the front of it, like I've seen some, and it's just wicked. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, if you're not familiar, I would say that would probably be one of my top 5 or top 10 guns to buy just as an investment piece, or just simply to have, because there's a lot of CZ52s out there. They do hold up really well. They have almost like a delayed roller locking mechanism in the slide. They're very different from modern production firearms.
Very smooth.
It was an interesting cleaning video I did with mine, and it's very smooth, but also kind of a pain to take apart. You have to be very careful when you do it because of the spring tension and like this little carriage that the whole recoil mechanism rides on. But a wonderful gun to shoot. Fantastic gun to shoot at the range.
It is. A lot of fun.
I don't know. They're probably. I would hope you could get one for $500 or $600. They kind of match Makarovs in their prices as they go up in value. But yeah, awesome gun. CZ52s are so.
Do I dare say how much I paid for that?
What, your CZ52?
That was I shot my first one up to a friend of mine's place over in St. Albans, and he's a master gunsmith. He and I got talking about it. He says, "You want to try one?" I says, "Yeah, I'll try one." And he loaded up the mag, it hold 8 rounds, and we went outside, and he, told me how to operate the pistol properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. And normally you see a nice little yellow or yellowish orange flash out front of the muzzle, I pulled the trigger on that thing, and it was a blue fireball. Never seen anything like that before in my life. I said, wow, this thing's got some horsepower. He says, yeah, it's pretty close to a 357 Magnum.
So open right now. You can buy these on Gunbroker right now for anywhere between $400 and $500. And so,
good Lord,
I mean, that sounds crazy, but they seem to be creeping up about $100 every couple of years. And very solid. I mean, we're talking no palmets, an all metal gun. I guess maybe that collector fever just hasn't quite caught up with them. They are curio and relic eligible also. Yeah.
I paid $140 for mine with the holster.
Oh man. Okay.
And I'm not sorry I bought that pistol. It is. It's a lot of fun to shoot. It's very accurate, and it's very much dependable.
It's a good gateway gun to get into CZ guns if you're kind of curious about what they're like to shoot, or just kind of about the company in general. So And that was the check. I think it was their sidearm for like 20 or 30 years or something like that for the
Oh
buddies.
yeah, it's got a
So
long history there.
yeah, they don't mess around, man. They don't screw around with things. They don't mess around with some little 32 ACP. These guys go full on.
Now,
So,
there's one thing that you've got to be very careful of when you're buying surplus ammunition.
what's that?
They also had a submachine gun chambered in that round. And that submachine gun ammunition is much hotter than the stuff for the CZ52. So you have to make sure you're not buying the machine gun ammo for that thing when you buy ammo for it.
Yeah, I would just go with like I think Red Army Standard, and then also the Cellular and Below. And I think I could be wrong. I don't know if Spear makes the gold dot ammo for, but I know Cellular and Below does. PPU, you can get yourself some PPU if you want. They're all awesome. So yeah. All right.
CZ made a good one when they put that one together.
Oh yeah. My store bicep says never trust the CZ52 decocker. I have trouble trusting any decocker on a vintage firearm.
Yeah.
I don't like to use it as I would put my finger on the hammer and slowly lower it if I was going to carry it, cocked and with the hammer down for whatever reason. I probably wouldn't do that. I would have the hammer cocked back with the safety on. So yeah. Oh man, good stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just talk a little bit real quick. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy says, I picked up a SIG Spectre Comp Blackout last weekend. Very nice. On my way to pick up my High Point JXP 10mm right now. Fluffy, I'm telling you, man, you're going to love it. Just watch the grip, the flashing on the plastic on the grip. You might have to sand it down a little bit before you take it out. Mine was digging into my hand when I was shooting, but it's a fun gun to shoot, dude. You're going to love it. Make sure you keep that front thread protector nice and tight too while you're shooting it. But not so much fun to take apart and clean, but you're lucky. I made a video just for you, Fluffy, that you can watch if you want to clean that gun. So you go right ahead. Let's see. Squibby, anything you want to add about CZ before I get into the history real quick? It won't take us very long. Go ahead.
All right. So before I ran downstairs to make some breakfast burritos, took a look.
Yeah.
CZ75B.
Mm-hmm.
They've got two versions. They've got the regular version, and then they have the low capacity version. Standard capacity mag is 16 rounds, 9mm.
Like yeah.
And the low capacity is 10. So you do have that option. Let's see here. I checked to see if True Glow makes replacement sights for the CZ75, and it looks like they've got 5 different replacement sights for that. I just went with True Glow because Outcast did a video about them, and they're American made as far as I know. If I was going to upgrade the sights on a base model gun, that might be the first place I'd look, but not the only place.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to Metgar, and they do have mags. Let's see here, 19 round mag. Ooh, that's not stock. 16 round mag is $33.30. And on the CZ website, the Metgar is $26.86. So it's cheaper to buy the Metgar mag on the CZ website than it is to buy it on the Metgar website.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works out. Yeah.
But okay, so you're talking about $30 for a mag. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
For an all-metal gun.
There's aftermarket support. That's not too bad. This might be something that I move a little bit higher up on the list. Maybe I'll get a 75B and then have it for a little bit. And then maybe if I decide to upgrade it, maybe I'll upgrade it. I don't know. You give me something to think about, Travis. Yeah,
they're running around 550 to 600. I'm looking on Gunbroker, and I filtered down to buy it nows, and I'm seeing 549, 565. New and used, they kind of run about the same price. New in box, we're looking at $600, I think is what we have here. So yeah, buy now for 600, and they go up from there. I mean, they can get up to, some people are charging 700, 800, 900, but that's just the nature of Gunbroker. Depends on where you're looking. But check your favorite retailer. You're looking at an all metal gun. Like I said, it's got a nice little, military heritage to it. That gun's been around for a very long time. Yeah, plenty of support for aftermarket parts and so on and all that fun stuff. So here we go. Spending Squib's money. Travis's day is complete. You guys, talk about spending money real quick. I was at work and I was sitting down for lunch and got the notification from that Sportsman's Warehouse, which is located out in Grand Island, Nebraska, got Ruger Marlin Classic 336s in stock. And I was so mad because number one, I'm not going to use the school's Wi-Fi to make a gun purchase. And number two, the data connection for my phone in the building is so bad that it just won't load. So I could not get it. And by the time I got out to my car and got to the website, they were already sold out. And I did a community post, and I know we're getting away from CZ Firearms real quick here, but those Marlin Ruger 336 classics there's companies asking $1,800 to $2,000 for one. Don't pay that, guys. They were $10.99 on the Sportsman's Warehouse price, which was about $200 below MSRP. So if you want a new 336, they look amazing. There's some great videos on YouTube that show you the comparisons of the J&M versus the new ones. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how nice the new ones are. And I think they do justify the price with what you're getting, hand checkering on the wood, awesome fit and finish, just amazing. But anyway, so talk about spending money. Yeah, I just about dropped a G on that the other day. If I would have had a connection on that thing, I'd be making a road trip out to Grand Island this weekend to go pick it up. So, man, not good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just talk about the past of CZ real quick. I like to give you a little history lesson on it. So go out and grab yourself a second cup of coffee, get your breakfast, and there's just a little bit here. There's not a ton, and there's a few things that I can skip. So Czechka Jabrovka, also known as CZ, is an engineering company based in Uherský Brod, Czech Republic, whose main activities include the production of service, hunting, and sports firearms. It is owned by the Czech holding company Colt CZ Group SE, which also owns other brands with related production programs. And CZ, if I'm not mistaken, bought out Colt a couple years ago. CZ currently has around 1,800 employees. It's one of the highest volume exporters in the Czech Republic, sending its products to more than 100 countries around the world. The company is among the top 10 small arms manufacturers in the world and 5 that manufactures automatic firearms. In 2021, CZUB acquired the Colt Manufacturing Company. The following year, the parent company changed its name to Colt CZ Group. So history. Back in 1919, Johezhka Jabrovka was founded in Strakonice. Today's CZ was built as part of a large-scale transfer of strategically important production capacities of the former Czechoslovakia as far as possible from the western borders threatened by Nazi Germany. So my good people, the Czechs, have always tried to stay away from the Russian influence and the German influence, the Nazi influence. But unfortunately, there have been, they had a communist government up until, I can't remember, was it 1990 or something like that? If I'm not, that's when communism finally fell in the Czech Republic. But they did have that government for like 50 years, unfortunately. In Uherský Brod, in the southeast of Moravia, a brand new arms factory was established in 1936, which was one of the most modern and most efficient factories at the time. In the first years of its existence, it was successfully engaged primarily in the highly demanding production of aircraft machine guns. So CZ got their start making aircraft machine guns, which I think is a pretty good, lineage to get your company going. Moving on. So let's see here. 1945 to 1992. So after World War II, the joint stock company CZ was nationalized, and its branch factory in Uherský Brod, which became independent in 1950, gradually became the main Czechoslovak manufacturer of small firearms. Its most famous products from the immediate post-war period were the VZ-23 submachine guns, chambered in 9x19 and later 7.62x25. So they went to 7.62x25 later on, after Czechoslovakia joined the Warsaw Pact. What else do we have here? The VZ-58 assault rifle, as they call it on Wikipedia, chambered in 7.62x39, was the Czech-Slovak alternative to the Soviets' AK-47 with an original design. This firearm was produced in Uherský Brod for the National Armed Forces, as well as for export until 1984, and total production volume reached about 920,000 units. Then in 1961, we've got the VZ-61 Scorpion machine pistol, which was introduced to fill the gap between submachine guns and semi-automatic pistols. More than 200,000 of those machine pistols and the standard 32 ACP cartridge were made in Uherský Brod until 2000, and small batches of these machine pistols in the 380 ACP version were produced into the 1990s. And then we get to the CZ-75 semi-automatic pistol. Revolutionary in a number of aspects was the work of well-known designer Francescuski, who worked on the development based on an assignment of today's CZ since 1969. I'm trying to read this here. This firearm, with perfect ergonomics and unique double-action trigger mechanism, codified the category of wonder nines, such as large capacity, single-action, double-action pistols, chambered in 9x19, and has long been one of the most popular of them. And now there's a lot of chatter out there. I wish CZ would do other calibers. Yeah, it would be nice if they'd get out there and offer a bit more than just everything centered so much around 9mm. They're very heavy into they do have some 40 options for you too, but I don't know if they do 10mm. Obviously, no 357 SIG or anything like that. Now, 1992 to present, this is the last part. In 1992, CZ was privatized and transformed into a joint stock company, which concentrates its activities in the main plant in Uherski Brod on the development and production of high-quality firearms, while utilizing its remaining capacity for the production of high-precision components for the automotive and aerospace industry. See, Foos, you should go, or not Foos, oh my God. Squib, you should go work for CZ since you've already got automotive manufacturer experience. The position of CZ as one of the world's firearms market has significantly strengthened by the establishment of the subsidiaries, division, and service company CZ USA in 1997. This subsidiary started its activities in California, but in 1998 relocated to Kansas City, Kansas, where it still operates. So CZ USA is based out of Kansas City today. Within the creation of the international holding, CZ USA became an independent business entity. They also acquired Jabrovka Bruno, BRNO, and they also, let's see, in 2005, CZ became the owner of Dan Wesson Firearms through its subsidiary CZ USA, and they've done some guns together. The company, originally a revolver maker founded in 1968 by Daniel B. Wesson II, a grandson of Daniel B. Wesson, soon became one of the most distinguished manufacturers of the modern 1911 pistol. Then finally, in 2011, the company began production of a new generation of CZ 805 Bren A1, A2 assault rifles, CZ Scorpion Evo 3 A1 submachine guns, and CZ 805 Bren G1 grenade launchers for the armed forces of the Czech Republic. So they are a supplier of firearms to the Czech Republic, to their army. They've also sold in foreign countries. Let's see. The Czech company participated in the project. Let's see here. They do supply firearms to South American countries, to their armies. And then finally, since 2018, CZ has been part of the international holding CZ Group SE that, in addition to the parent plant in Usker Broad, gradually incorporates other companies with related production and development programs. In cooperation with CZ USA, the production of the first CZ firearms was launched in Kansas City, Kansas. These include selected models of the successful CZ P10 series, and in 2021, CZ bought Colt's Manufacturing Company and their Colt Canada subsidiary. So that covers 100 years of CZ history in about 5 minutes. So, yeah. Okay, now, Shannon Marshall says they also have the CZ 97 and 45 ACP. Yeah, we're going to check out their catalog here in just a little bit. But yeah, I do wish that they would have maybe just a few other calibers out there, or just maybe more offerings and so on. CZ Defense Dad says, where are the man buns and skinny jeans? I don't understand the connection with CZ and hipster culture. I don't get it. Maybe it's because, like I said, there's the youth have embraced that brand as something to promote. I don't quite get it. But I've got a younger cousin who's not a hipster, but does love CZ firearms. He has several of them. For him, he just says that they just run well. They're just a good value for the money. I don't know. Squib, Single Shot, do you guys have any clue about the connection between hipster culture and CZ? Because, CZ's been around before the hipsters' parents were even born.
I don't have a clue about anything related to hipster culture. These kids are freaking lost.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to find something to make themselves stand out and be unique. That's kind of the whole idea between hipster culture is being hip to what's new. It's like, I do this, you don't. This makes me unique. Yet, in an effort to try to be unique, they're just like everybody else in their age bracket. I don't think they understand that. That's the
see, okay. So when you ask them, they're going to say reasons, where we'll actually give you a reason. Not just
or we get the struggle is real. The struggle is real. It's about as real as getting your mom dad's credit card. Don't even start me, son. Really?
If you hear me say, somebody asks why and I go reasons, I'm making a joke about hipsters.
Okay. It's just like, well, I have my reasons, but I'm not going to tell you, and that's going to be my answer. Now, Kevin June says, if CZ's a bit out of your range, SAR USA has options. Yeah, and then also EAA, the whole Witness series of pistols. There's multiple companies. Turkish Guns, Canik isn't the original Canik, and then the Walther P99. No, are those based off of CZ design? No, they're not. The Walther P99 was its own thing. But the CZ75 has influenced so many other brands and other companies that you can get into a CZ-inspired SAR pistol. Like, they've got a couple all-metal ones that are 500 or 600 that are great guns that would really give you a feel for that CZ. Now, I don't know if you're going to get that CZ fit and finish, and you're also buying an imported firearm from Turkey. But still, it does let you kind of appreciate that design where you've got the slide that rides inside the frame, which is a different kind of experience, My Store Bicep says, get your CZ97 now. They're discontinued. Yeah, wasn't it Scott P79 that has one? I thought he bought one also. But yeah, the CZ97, if you want one, they do look nice, and they're only going to go up in price as time goes on. I'd say if you get one, get some extra mags if you want to enjoy it for the rest of your life, not have to worry about paying crazy prices on, like, you know, Gun Broker 20 years from now or whatever to find a mag for it. So if you get a chance, definitely make sure that you stock up on magazines for it. All right, we're going to go ahead and head on over to CZ's website. Oh, yeah, here we go. I forgot about this. Tommy Gunn says, the last CZ clone I bought was a Jericho 941. Yeah, your Baby Eagle and your Jericho series have mechanisms that are based off the CZ75 also. All right, let's go ahead and head over to CZ USA real quick and see what they have to offer here. Now, I was a little disappointed. So CZ, and we're talking about bolt action rifles, they have the 527 series, which for me was a bucket list gun. I say was because they're not in production anymore. They've now gone to the 600 series. That was one of the few 762 by 39 bolt action rifles that you could really find in the USA before Ruger released their American Ranch series in 762 by 39. Those 527s were always about $700-800 guns. But one thing about them that was pretty cool is a certain run of them did have iron sights on them, which was something that my Ruger Ranch did not have out of the box. And then, you know, you're talking nice wood finish stock, you know, old world bluing on the guns. The 527 is a rifle that always have a special place with me as a top, you know, as a top purchase, or it's just a really nice gun. Let's see here. My Sword Biceps says, okay, so yeah, Arm Rebellion says Canic's another manufacturer that makes guns in 9mm. Well, yeah, we haven't talked about Canic yet. Maybe we'll talk about Canic next week because they, you know, they're a prolific gun maker, very, very popular, lots of different models, good prices. Yeah. Bearded Lunchbox says, looking for another pocket carry, just lent my bodyguard to somebody. That P10M looks interesting. Yeah, hold one. They're very comfortable guns. The build quality is nice. They did have some issues, I think, with the P10 when they first came out, but CZ got that all taken care of. So let's just take a look at the catalog. Let's see what they have to offer. We'll just see what the general offering of guns are. And then after that, we'll take a look and see what's new. Like, what have they changed for this year? Defense Dad, you might be happy. They have some lefty models out there that are being introduced now too. So we go to CZ USA's website. We'll go to products. And then we will just check out their handguns and see what they have to offer. So they do have their Bren models as pistols. Okay, notice that they don't have any kind of a brace on the back of them. These are your P10 series over here on the right-hand side. They've got a compact. They've got a subcompact. They also have a full-size model. I think 19+1 if you want the P10, P10F. Optics ready cuts across the board. You can get them with or without optics. And we're talking $399, guys, for a P10F, for a check-made 9mm that has a 20-round capacity, good ergonomics, good build quality, different trigger than the Glock, you know, different ergonomics than the Glock. They've also got kind of an
decent deal.
Yeah, they've got a competition-ready model for $750, which is extended. They've got a suppressor-ready, suppressor height model for $499. So, and they also come in different colors. They do FDE, they do OD green. Then you get into some of the Scorpion pistols, which have been very popular. The Scorpion 3, the micro, and the pistol. The Shadow 2 is what I have. I have a Shadow 2 black and blue. They also, if you get the one that has the blue trigger, that's the single action model. Mine is the single action, double action model. And this is ready for USPSA production competition, which is, I don't know if you have to do any modifications to it out of the box. Ton of grip options out there for it. Magazines are readily available. Just amazing gun. And that's $10.99. Optics ready model is $12.99. Now you can get your slide cut down if you want to for, like, I think maybe $200 or less if you want to get your Shadow 2 optics ready. Then they have the orange model, which is a step up, and they also have a Tactical Sport 2 orange. Now you're pushing 1,600, 2,000, but these are elite competition guns that you're looking at here. They also have their own custom shop line that you can get to, and the prices just keep going up. Then they've got a couple that are not in production anymore, and you might be able to look those up. CZ75B Squib, it's listed at $649 for just, that's their MSRP on it, just to let you know. So that's your flagship line. CZ-P07, which is a slightly more compact version, different ergonomics. I've shot that before, and the P07 suppressor ready models. Those are only $489 and $529. Good carry models. I'd say they're kind of on par with like a P320 in terms of size, but you get the nice hammer-fired mechanism. Sweet trigger. And then you've got your SP01, which I believe was the original Shadow, if I'm not mistaken. That's a nice upgrade from a regular CZ75. Those are $799. They got a 75 compact. I mean, they've got different various models. They have one called the Rammy, which I think they don't make anymore, but it looked kind of like a CZ75D. Kind of looked sort of like that compact model right there. Tactical Sport 2, PO9, and then PO9 suppressor ready. So lots and lots that they offer for under $500, which, I mean, that's you know, you want to talk, you're not going to spend, you know, $800 or $900 on it. Now, if we head over to their rifle offerings, things are a little bit different. You can get yourself a Bren 2 MS carbine for $2,000. Now, the thing is, piston driven. Here's the thing, guys. That seems crazy for an AR platform, if you even want to call it that, 'cause it's very proprietary. That's not. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, like what some of Daniel Defense rifles go for. They're $2,000 or more. So this is going to put you in that premium category, you know, like some of the SIG AR platforms. Not necessarily H&K, but, you know, you're getting a very high quality rifle if you just want a different experience. If you ever get a chance, go watch the TFB TV video where they go to a gun store. They go to the CZ factory store and they talk about all the different firearms and, you know, why is it that this gun is, you know, the most popular one and so on. And the CZ Bren 2 is one of those models that they feature. Very, very cool. We've also got your Scorpion Evo 3 A1, which looks awesome. It says currently LE military only. Oh, modern submachine gun. So that would be a full auto model that you can get if you are LEO or military. You see it's got the 4 different settings on it. So I don't know if that's a burst. Maybe does single, safe, burst, and full auto. I'm not 100% sure. What's kind of funny about this is if you go to the Czech Republic, their SBRs, I believe they fall under the same category as rifles. There's a different license you have to get depending on the gun that you want. But citizens can own firearms for self-defense in the Czech Republic, which probably also helps fuel the CZ company because it's got so much domestic consumption. That's one of the few European countries where you can actually have a firearm for self-defense. You can get it for that reason. And I know their SBRs fall under the same category as the rifles. So you don't have to have a special license to have an SBR. Also, if you get a suppressor license, I think you can buy as many suppressors as you want. You don't have to get a $200 tax stamp, you know. Now, granted, their firearms ownership, I believe, is not written into their constitution. It's just how their law is written. So they don't have a Second Amendment written into their constitution for self-defense, but they allow citizens to carry, which I thought was kind of interesting. Single shot, you want to chime in at all? Anything you want to say? Maybe I was cutting you off there a little bit.
Oh, that's fine. Just riding along here, paying attention to this traffic.
Oh, no, it's all good, buddy. Now we get into the rifles here. See, Squiblo, do you want to add anything right now? Have you ever fired a Scorpion before? Had a chance to shoot a Scorpion or a Bren? Have you ever tried one of those?
No.
No? Okay. Scorpions are cool. I considered getting one before I got my PSA AKV, but I wanted the AKV. It was all metal. Nice, you know, heavy duty pistol. Then we get into their rifles, and they still have the 457 series, which are all 22 LR, if I'm not mistaken. Different types of styles and layouts, etc. Varmint models, target models, and so on. And then you get into the 600 series, which is their brand new series. They've got the Alpha, which is their entry-level model, the Lux, which is going to give you a nice wooden stock. And then they have a range model, which is their target-ready model, their tactical model. They've got the 600 Trail, which is a bolt-action, like portable. I'm not sure if they're selling that as a rifle or a pistol or how they're doing it, but it is a compact little kind of carry version that you can take with you off into the woods, more of a backpacker style. Then you get into their precision chassis. Yeah, pretty much whatever you want, they do offer it. What I like about the 600 Alpha, they are going to continue making the 762 by 39 bolt action rifle. That's going to continue with the Alpha. And I consider picking up one of those. The only bad thing is that the Alpha series has been recalled for whatever reason. So they're not selling any 600s. And I don't know if they have to fix something or what the deal is, but they will become available eventually. But I would consider picking up one of these. I like it's got the machined integrated rails into the receiver. I think that's a nice touch instead of having to put on another rail. But they're going to sell this in a variety of different calibers too. So yeah, they're going to have it in 223, 224 Valkyrie, which surprises me. 762 by 39, 308, 6mm Creedmoor, 6.5 Creed, 6.5 PRC, 30-06, and 300 Win Mag. And that's just in their polymer stock version. And then if you go with a wood stock version, you get the same situation. The nice thing about the Lux, though, is you do get the iron sights on it, which is kind of nice. And you can also add a rail if you want to. So that's kind of their replacement for the 527.
Those rifles are very accurate and they're very smooth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the
nice
527
looking
series
stocks on them.
they have an amazing trigger on them too, the 527s. They have a
They do.
2-stage trigger that's just, if you want it, you can run the 2-stage, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's okay, I'd like to put a link out in the live chat, and then maybe I'll post it on in the comment section. Hawaii Volcano Squad did a review on the 527 carbine. It was 7 years ago, but it's a pretty good review. It's
Yeah.
under 4 minutes, but it's quick. It's to the point.
Yeah, throw it out there, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. On a lighter note, New York Outcast says, I had sweet corn the other day, $3 for $1 for sweet corn. That's not bad. We're big on our sweet corn here, man. So Defense Dad says, I could go for some corn. I haven't had corn for a while. So there you go, guys. Have your sweet corn today if you get a chance, right? Tommy Gunn says, been wanting a Bren 2, hard to get due to Ukraine, both restricted and non. Here's the funny thing about this. When I was watching that TFB video where they're in the Czech factory store in Prague, the CZ factory store in Prague, it's kind of funny. As soon as the war in the Ukraine broke out, like, people were just coming in droves to that gun store, and they were buying because the Czech Republic's not far away from Russia. And so as soon as they saw the Ukraine invasion, the citizens immediately started getting firearms to arm themselves. And so their own consumption alone was making it hard for CZ to export, because what they were making was being purchased locally. Because again, the Czech Republic does allow people to buy firearms for self-defense. So people were buying Brens, people were buying pistols, anything they could get their hands on, because they were scared. Because once you got Russian rolling in next door, it's like, okay, we're going to go through the same crap we went through 50 years ago, 60 years ago. So, I mean, you got to admire the Czechs, because they've been, passively aggressive, resistant to occupiers, whether it was the fact they made the VZ-58 instead of adopting the AK-47, or moving their factories away from invading forces. So it's one of those countries that, almost see kind of as an ally in Europe, but they're also fiercely independent at the same time. So yeah, CZ Walnut's always nice. Yeah, their stocks are really, really, really nice. I'm going to go check out Hawaii Volcano's video after this, Squib. I want to check it out and see what they have to say, what he has to say about it. So,
Yeah, I mean, it runs in your same caliber as your AK.
yeah,
so you got
39
ammo compatibility and
yeah,
that sort of thing. And if you're looking for a bolt action rifle, you're looking for an intermediate cartridge, you're not going out the long ranges, that sort of thing. If I find one used, I might want to pick one up at some point.
The CZ452. Is that what you're talking about?
The 527. The 527.
Sorry, the 527. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then like I said, I've got the Ruger Ranch chambered in 7.62x39, which they're not cheap. If you can find one, they run around $600. But what's cool about the Ranch, what I haven't done yet, is you can call Ruger and you can get the 5.56 magwell to put in your Ruger Ranch, and then you can use your AR-47 magazines with your Ruger Ranch chambered in 7.62x39 instead of being stuck with these somewhat proprietary Mini 30 magazines, which are very expensive. Those are $40 a piece for a 20-round mag. So I'm maybe thinking about making that conversion on mine, giving Ruger a call and seeing if I can get one of those magwells. You can buy it, and then you have to say something over the phone, like give consent that you're modifying the gun. You have to there's some weirdness about it when you get the part, because you're changing it from its original factory specifications, so that you'll take your standard, I don't know if it's Stenag magazines or whatever you want to call it, just your standard mil spec 5.56 mag, which is 7.62x39 mags also. So that's kind of cool. You can do that. I don't know where these are made. I was thinking that CZ's shotguns were all Turkish manufacture, but they do a series of semi-autos, pumps, but they are very well finished. I've seen a couple of them up at Shields before, some of their over-unders, and they're very nice. They've got an entire line that they make, and then they also have their over-under series that you can get to. Prices on these, you're going to pay, I don't know, you really wouldn't pay much more than, say, a nice Mossberg or a nice Remington, $599, $579 for a semi. That's not bad at all. They've got a utility model, which is kind of their all-around, almost like a self-defense model. They got the 712 G3 utility, which is a semi-auto, kind of a self-defense grade model. $579 for that, $599 for a target competition model. So they're a nice alternative if you if you can find them. Like I said, sometimes it's hard enough just to find their handguns, much less their other firearms. But they do make let's see, the Bob White G2 is this. Oh, it's a side by side. Here you go. Get yourself a nice coach gun there. Which again, not a lot of companies make those in modern production. So again, you got your engraving on there. You got your nice traditional bluing. Again, you're still getting what I call kind of that old world's craftsmanship in the guns that you just don't seem to find in a lot of modern firearms. But they also have some modern takes on it too. Here you go. Here you go, Squib. Your hammer coach gun, man. That's what you need right there.
All right. That works for me.
Yeah. See, there you go, Tony. See, Tony CZ's got a gun for you, Tony York. That's right, man. Get yourself a nice Old West gun. What else do we have here? And then you get into their over-under models.
Side by side.
Yeah, you got a bunch of different ones
12
here.
12-gauge rabbit ears.
Here you have a Target model side by side if you want it. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. You got your color case hardened finish going on there.
Oh man, that's nice.
Choke tubes on the end. So I mean, they do offer, I think, a lot more than what people realize. Now maybe some of these are made in the Czech Republic. I don't know, but I was pretty sure the semi-auto that I saw said that it was made in Turkey. So then you've got the Dan Wesson models, and this is what, the DWX, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this is one that was supposed to go into production pre-COVID and didn't, but now it's out there and you can get it. They have a specialist commander model. I think these are only chambered in 9mm. Oh, 45 or 9. There you go. Very expensive, the specialist model. So you're going to be getting more of a high-end custom experience, but you're looking at dropping $1,850, $2,100. But I will say this: I've shot some of the finest 1911s out there, and there is a difference between a very simple, nothing against it, Rock Island Armory, GI model versus, something you're going to get from Les Baer or, Dan Wesson and so on. So this one's chambered in 10mm, a 6-inch bushingless barrel, chambered in 10mm, the Kodiak. So that's going to be one that you could use for hunting or sort of self-protection if you're going to be up in, say, Alaska or in a place where there's going to be dangerous game nearby. Imagine the velocity a 6-inch 10mm barrel is going to generate.
Nice.
I mean, that's going to get you full. Yeah, that's going to take care of it. The DWX is sweet. It's kind of a Shadow 2 1911 hybrid. And these are in 9mm, but it's 19+1. Custom trigger. I mean, those are awesome. $2,099. I don't know if these were going to be a limited run or not, but they are out there. If you look around, you can find them. I think I've seen 1 or 2 in the store so far, and that's it.
Okay, maybe it's the price that appeals to the hipsters.
Well, like, I don't know.
Can they roll it into their student loans?
Probably. Well, you can finance anything. You can finance anything anymore. You can finance a cooler if you want to, Squib. You can finance a Yeti cooler if you want to. It's
really?
20 payments of $49. Have you priced a Yeti cooler lately? They're like $900 coolers, dude. Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, this would be something I would probably take out a loan on. Get a nice mortgage. And then the last thing I wanted to show you from their website, we're going to skip the California models. And then they also have discontinued limited production. You can go in and see what they used to make and they don't make anymore. So you can go in there and look up like the 527 and the Rami and stuff like that. New and updated for 2023. They do have their American 457 series and their Varmint in left-hand models. They've got a 712 G3, which is a hunting semi-auto. Let's see, what else do we have here? They've got their optics-ready, suppressor-ready P10F full-size models out now that you can get. And they've also got their P10C in suppressor-ready or optics-ready also for $499. And then, again, this is just kind of cool, man. This just looks kind of neat. The G3 utility, the 712, it's a new one for this year. I wish it had an extended magazine tube on the bottom. That's the only thing it needs. But it's kind of a cool looking, just kind of all-around truck gun, I guess. I don't know what you'd want to call it. I mean, it looks like it could do just about anything for you. Short barrel on it. It does have a 20-inch barrel. Magazine capacity. It says 2+1 or 3+1. So 4 rounds is all we're looking at. It's a pretty short little model, but again, kind of cool. I'm telling you, man, you could put Beretta stocks on that thing and charge double the price and call it the A300 Ultimate Patrol if you wanted to. So, yeah. So that's just a little bit of what CZ has to offer. Like I said, they got a lot of cool models, and they also offer a lot of those models with the urban gray the urban gray finish on them too. If you want to go that route, you can. So, all right. So Shannon Marshall says, "I wish they had an optics ready option for the 75S or for the 75s." I'm not sure what kind of optics support's out there. If there's somebody that'll machine the slides for you and do an optics cut if you want. But maybe they can't because of the design. Maybe it'd be hard to do. I don't know. But it would be cool if they do a 75 with an optics cut. That would really, I think, take it to the next level. So, what else we got going here? Your Galcast says next time just ask for forgiveness. What's that?
I say I would like to try one of those bolt action rifles, 300 Winchester.
Yeah. That Alpha series. Whenever they get them out there, that would be really nice. So, yep. Let's see. Defense Dad says, somebody go to work for me. I'm tired. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I would if I could. I got family coming out today. Defense Dad says, the only negative about the 527 is the design of the bolt lever. It can make mounting a scope tricky, but it can be done. Yeah, I honestly, if I get a 527 and 762 by 39, I would probably just run it with the iron sights. I mean, that's one of the things I like about the Ruger Ranch is that chambering. Nice, powerful round. A game-ready round. You could harvest some game with it. Inexpensive to shoot. Just fun. It's just a fun all-around rifle. Just the reliability of the bolt action, and it's just accurate as heck, man. I shoot sub-MOA groups with Tula through my Ruger American Ranch. So, and Squibby, I think you got to see it when you came last summer. I think I showed it to you. I got it out. I might just take it to the range so we can play around with it, let you guys actually try. Because a lot of people have never fired one. Part of it is you can never find one in a store for sale. Once in a while, they do pop up from time to time on Gunbroker. You can get them now, but there was a time for like a year or two you just could not find one. I think it's just because everybody wanted one. So Scott79 said there are several companies out there that will mill your slide. They can even mill it on a PO1. So yeah, it can be done. Again, if there's an accessory or an option for a gun, there's a pretty good chance you're going to find a company that's gonna make that offering for you. So, all right. Tony says, all my money goes to paying bills. Like, dude, I hear you, dude. I hear you. Squibliff says, breakfast burrito number 8, and you're still hungry? Oh, my God, man. Are you just making little tiny bite-sized burritos or what?
Every time I've turned off the camera, I've gone downstairs to nuke another one. And
yeah, I wish you had Amigos nearby. You could go get that ultimate burrito that we got you in that biscuits and gravy burrito. So 2 of those things, man, you and your wife were just like stuffed after that.
Yeah, well, those were
already.
Those were bigger than burritos. Those were
like the size of this water bottle, basically. Yeah. It's just like giant breakfast burritos.
No, I just flour tortilla, 2 pieces of lunch meat, 3 different kinds of shredded cheese, and
so it doesn't matter what you put in it. If you wrap it in a tortilla, it's a burrito. That's what you're saying, right?
If it's got 2 pieces of bread or a bun, it's a sandwich.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's what we should say is if you don't put any like authentic Mexican fillings in a tortilla, is it still a burrito? That's the question.
I could have used taco cheese, but instead I used sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, and Monterey Jack.
Tater tots? You should put some tater tots in there. They actually put the tater tots in the ones at Amigos, which is a Mexican restaurant chain that we have here in Nebraska.
I'm considering tater tots for dinner because I'm going to be making fish sticks, and I figured they kind of go hand in hand.
There you go.
I could smother it in cheese and jalapenos.
Absolutely. Make your quesadilla.
Excuse me. I got to go.
You go get another burrito. Go make a quesadilla. So Tommy Gun out there is saying that he cannot find a Ruger American chambered in 762 by 39 for the life of him. So I'm over on Gunbroker right now looking, and there are tons for sale. I'm seeing at least 20, 30, but you probably can't get Gunbroker because you're based in Canada. I am seeing them for $4.99, which might have been less than what I paid 4 years ago. You just get a 5-round mag with it. Again, you only have a pick rail on the top, no iron sights, but just an awesome gun. I'd almost consider just buying a second one just to have one because they're so much fun. Maybe get one to put a red dot on. Because mine's dialed in with the scope right now, and it's magic. It is awesome. So I know we're getting away from the whole CZ topic, but all right. I think we're all set. Okay, so guys, anything else you want to say about CZ, or if we kind of run the gamut? Lots of aftermarket support, classic design. I guess since they haven't changed much in the last, 30, 40 years, there's not a whole lot we can add aside from adding the Scorpion and
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, okay, and that you would think would repel the hipsters, right? All right, with the design being proven and it's not the newest, latest, greatest piece of plastic junk, right?
Yeah.
They want the newest, latest. I mean, you could say, okay, we added this to the old design. That really doesn't make it the newest, latest, greatest. Although people will make tons of SHOT Show videos saying, look, it's the same old gun from 80 years ago, but they added a cut to the slide, and it's the greatest thing.
We made it Glock side compatible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
The GSC
Yeah,
model, Glock side compatible model, right?
but I don't like it when companies have a good product and
Yeah.
people like it and they're buying it and it's working. And then somebody on the marketing team trying to justify their job goes, we need to change it. And then nobody likes it. I mean, look what
Let's
happened.
sell it in urban gray.
Right? Yeah.
Let's sell it in urban gray.
Yeah.
So Squib, we're gonna take Travis's bicycle. We're gonna offer it in satin oatmeal, so Travis goes out and buys one. Okay.
What? Oh,
That's the color
Yeah.
of my bike, my urban cruiser
it is
bicycle that I
not
drive.
satin oatmeal.
Satin oatmeal is the factory color. That's what it's called. Look
It's
up the
beige, dude.
No, it's called satin oatmeal. It's
Oh
not
my
beige. It's gray. It's gray.
Gray,
It's that gray clay color like you get on the Dodges and stuff. Satin. I call it Wolf's Gray, but they call it satin oatmeal. I've got a Kona Dew Deluxe bicycle that's a mountain bike that has like beachcomber balloon tires on it, like the most comfortable bike you'll ever ride in your life. And it's called an urban cruiser.
So as long as it has a hipster name, they'll buy it. What was that green?
No, the selling
what you call it? The bronze? What was that? Metallic bronze?
No, satin oatmeal. Satin oatmeal.
No. Remember we were talking about the truck colors off air, and you were saying
there's Harvest Bronze, the new Chevy Colorado.
Harvest Bronze
or something
it's
like that.
Brown and green
Yeah.
mixed together in.
It does look like baby poop, though. I
It
will
does.
admit. Yeah,
Yes, but hipsters will buy it because it's Harvest Bronze.
there you go. Yep.
How's
So I'm
the
trying to find my
warranty,
bicycle real quick.
Travis?
What's that?
How's the warranty?
On that Kona or what?
No, on the CZ.
On-
That's the
on-
question.
Oh
CZ,
crap! I'm
period.
sitting there. I'm busy looking up bicycles because I was going to show you my satin oatmeal
Now,
bicycle
wait,
real quick. But
CZ. Okay, you said they got an automotive background. Have they ever made a bicycle? Doesn't
No.
Glock make a bicycle?
so this is going to be so limited 5-year warranty. All CZ Firearms are warranted to be free from defects in material and workmanship under normal use for 5 years. So 1 year on wooden parts and surface treatment and 5 years on other parts. So yeah,
Yeah. Not bad.
they're not warranted to be free from cosmetic defects for any period of time. And that's just because if you get them with Cerakote and you holster them and run them, they're going to start showing some wear. So 5 years,
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly feel like every gun should come with a lifetime warranty. But a lot of companies
Yeah.
will still back up their work even after a warranty period. Say you've got a frame that's starting to crack or split, or a barrel that fails. I mean, a lot of times those companies will want to make it right. Even Glock has done that before for some of our viewers out there outside of the warranty period. Remember, Glock only gives you a year. Remember, I talked about that before. There's not every company gives you a lifetime guarantee on the gun. And even then, they're very specific about you having to register it within 30 days of buying it. You have to be the original owner. You have to register it online with a serial number. A lot of guys just aren't down for that. So I'm not worried about my CZ Shadow 2. If something would fail on it, unless it has a catastrophic failure, I can get replacement springs. I can get parts for it if I need to, if something would wear out. I mean, I can get magazines. I can get magazine springs and stuff like that. So I'm not super worried about it, basically. But yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony's saying a lame warranty and high price. That's what attracts the hipsters. It kind of reminds me of RoboCop. Remember the 3000 SUX? It gets crappy gas mileage. I gotta have
crappy
it.
gas mileage. I gotta have one. So what do you want? I want. What do you say? I want a big American sedan or that gets lots of crappy gas mileage.
It's gotta get
How about a SUX 3000? Yeah, that'll work. And I want a helicopter. And I want $1 million in unmarked bills. And the RoboCop just like punches through the wall and yanks him out. You know, do that.
That guy would have been a hipster, and he just I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could say that there's a mark of status by having something that has a warranty that is only 5 years, but still. From what I understand, CZs are pretty reliable, and with the aftermarket support being there, it's not like you couldn't replace the spring yourself.
Defense Dad says, I think the hipster CZ thing comes from that they're newer to the gun culture, and a lot of operator types on YouTube sport the tactical 511 man bun look. Yep. Wasn't the what the heck's that guy's name? Tao of something or another. And I'm not going to knock these guys because some of them have some great channels with great content, you know, but
They do?
what? Yeah, there's a couple of them that I really like to watch. God, there's one guy that's I've learned quite a bit from some of them. Yeah.
I mean, I could hit the gym and try to grow a half-ass goatee and shave my head. I mean, there's not.
I mean,
much
I'm
hair
jealous
left
that
up
I'm
there
not
anyhow,
cut
and
with a
wear
bunch of
t-shirt that's
koi
3 sizes too
tattoos.
small and stand in front of the camera and be like, "Get this CZ."
They've got this awesome editing, and then you have to have the slow down with the cellos playing in the background and the shells slowly flying out. You know, they have like the Rise of the Valkyrie music playing in the background, and then they're always out in the desert. These guys have these acreages out in the desert where they can shoot. I don't have that kind of luxury. And they're all like ripped and cut, and they've got all the tattoos and stuff. And everybody's a Navy SEAL anymore. Everybody's a Navy SEAL. Former SEAL operator.
And a helicopter.
And they all sell stuff on YouTube. Those are the commercials that play. Like, get this former SEAL operator's, you know, juicing machine because it kept him cut for special ops, you know? Yeah. Where the hell are we going with this discussion? I have no idea. We're just having fun right now, guys.
The hipster angle, though. I mean, still, I just don't see them going out there with their expensive gun and their expensive ammo out at the range doing much more than what I see some of these kids do at the range I go to. They're at 10 yards, maybe 25, can't hit the target. They might get it on the paper, but they don't hit the target. They're just burning through ammo as fast as they can, and they're high-fiving each other all day long. Of course, I'm there going, yeah, keep shooting that nickel-plated brass. I'll pick it up later because you don't even know what reloading is.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Is there hope for our nation's youth? I don't know, man. We're hoping so, but anywho, all right. So, guys, that's a discussion on CZ for today. Just going through the past, where they are today, the past, present, future, and I'm sure they'll have they surprise us sometimes and introduce a new model here or there. But the P10 series, obviously the newest series to come out, lots of different sizes. I mean, they're a great model. They're a nice alternative if you want something polymer striker fire and you don't want to get a Glock, you don't want an M&P, and maybe SIG's out of your price range. Go check out CZ. You might be surprised. So there we go. Wood says hipsters are 30 to 35 years now. LOL. I know I consider anybody who wears like skinny jeans with a man bun a hipster. I know I shouldn't stereotype, but it's just, you know.
Dude, there are 42-year-old hipsters.
I know. I'll probably be that guy too. I'll pull up on my sad oatmeal bicycle at the coffee shop and go get my French press Hacienda single origin UGEtube, you know, export, roasted in-house by artisan craftsmen. Sorry, craftspeople.
I'm beginning to wonder about you, Travis.
I'm just joking, but I do love that coffee. I don't drink it to be cool. I drink it because it's delicious.
He sends a hipster to go get it for him and secretly deliver it to his place. Like, I can't be seen in public doing this.
Yeah, there's actually a man bun behind this hat. That's why I always wear hats in videos, because it hides my man bun. So that's right. And then skinny jeans kind of make me look like an overweight trout. So I don't wear skinny jeans. So yeah, I don't do that. Oh man! All right, so we're gonna go ahead.
Travis fat is the new thin.
That's right. It's dad bod, I think, is the PC term. I take offense to that. It's a dad bod, so it's a sign that you're well fed, but also a hardworking individual. So that's right. It's prime characteristics to have if you're a human being. So, Tony York says, I'm surprised at how much hipster language Travis knows. Tony, it's because I work with young people. I hear it all the time. I also saw I don't know if it was a list somewhere that I saw on Facebook, and it said like top 10 things that people over 40 should never say. One of them is the struggle is real. One of them is, oh, that hits me in the feels. These are just cringy things that grown men should never say. What was the other one? Reasons. Reasons is another one that you should never say. So
yeah, that's why I had to put that disclaimer out there. If you ever hear me say it, I'm literally making fun of people who say it.
40 things no one over 40 should ever say. It's not fair. You look tired. Out of my way. Next, I'm on a diet. So when are you going to have a baby? Watch out, jerk. There's some good ones on here. Here's things never to say to women over 40. It's not fair. You look tired. Out of my way. Next, I'm on a diet. So when are you going to have a baby? Watch out, jerk. Who are you voting for? Are you finished? They should have the let me finish. Fora, don't say fora, for a. Let's get brunch. Like I said before, as I've said before, I'm too busy. No problem. Okay, these aren't that funny. Am I boring you? I don't care. Sorry, but yeah, no. That's really starting to cut into a lot of what I have to say just to communicate. But yeah, some of these are super cringeworthy. So what MC is saying, are there heavy metals radiation in the water near you, Travis? Seems sketch, lol. Actually, there are high amounts of uranium or something in Nebraska water supplies and lots of radon. So I wouldn't be surprised if my mind is slowly. No, guys, I'll never sport a man bun and skinny jeans. I can guarantee that right now. I'm cargo pants for life, baby. Team 90s. Cargo pants for life, yo. Because they're relaxed fit. At one time, that's all you could get was cargo pants and relaxed fit. So that's why we're cargo pants for life. So there you go. Defense Dad says skinny jeans, those are yoga pants for men. Yeah, so they're always stretchy. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and edit here. So thanks for watching today. Just having a little discussion on hipsters and CZ and hipster culture and my satin oatmeal bicycle and everything else under the sun. Hope you guys learned a little bit today. I certainly had fun. Next week, we'll come back with another topic. Maybe we'll talk Colt, or maybe we'll talk some other brand. Squib, what brand should we cover next week? What haven't we covered yet? We haven't covered Colt. We haven't covered Canic. We covered Glock. We covered Winchester. Remington? Ooh, Remington could be an interesting one. We covered Marlin.
The Remington one is the Remington one's kind of going to go from
story. Okay.
history and classic to outsource.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Canic,
it.
I don't know really anything about Canics, so why don't you do that? That way I can just definitely do it, because I won't be on the show next week. So there's my
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And maybe we'll get
I'll be on the road.
740 in here. I think he's got some Canic experience. Maybe somebody else. I invite 43 people every morning to be on the show, and I'm always happy to have anybody show up. But there are some guys out there that are never on my show that are huge Canic fans. That are always pushing those models on their channels. Maybe they should show up and
going to be on
represent.
the road too.
What's that?
I think Chris is going to be on the road too.
Okay. I have some experience with Canic, and I've been interested
Somebody
in their
jump
models
in
for
who
a long
knows
time.
something about Canics.
There we go. We'll talk about the history of the company, what they have to offer. I have no complaints about them personally. I had a TP9 SF compact that was fine, great model, little chunky, but well built, shot well, great trigger. So I think a lot of them are based off the Walther P99 model or something, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there we go.
I'll be interested to listen to it on replay on the drive home. So yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah. New York Outcast. These cargo pants work. I mean, that's it right there. Cargo pants work. It's true. They come from a time where we didn't have one device that does it all like a cell phone. We had multiple devices and things and crap on us at all times. So the cargo pants would serve to hold those items. Although really they were very unergonomic and stuff would just slam against your knees and leg anyway, but still doesn't matter. Yeah. They were just more of the style at the time. Okay. So Squib, why don't you give us your little outro here before we go? Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, I might do a cover show for Rick since his computer's kaput. If I do, I think I might wait till 4 to do it. I still haven't made up my mind. I don't know. I got other stuff I plan on working on today, but I'd say stay tuned for it, but really it's nothing to stay tuned for. If you're bored around 4 o'clock, there might be a show, there might not.
All right. Sounds good. Cool, man. All right. And single shot. Anything you want to say before we go?
Well, I hope everybody has a good weekend. It's certainly starting off to be good weather-wise in this area, at least. And hopefully we'll have a chance to get some stuff done at home there. That project that I was telling you about there earlier, I got to try to finish that up and then try that mold and see if it's going to work. So we'll have to give an update there maybe next time around here.
Sounds good, man.
Everybody take care. God bless. America moves by truck.
Absolutely, because if they didn't, we wouldn't get our cargo pants. So that's it.
That's right.
Defense Dad, microphone drop comment of the day here. Cargo pants are a necessity to smuggle in movie snacks. Yeah, you can fit those $1 jumbo Walmart-sized boxes of candy in those. You're kind of when you're walking by. But you got to smuggle those. You got to smuggle those dots in those Whoppers. That's right, in those $1.25 boxes. So, all right. So anyway, shout out on the YouTube side to M. Gabriel Woods, Defense Dad, Tony York, New York Outcast, Vanessa Kitty, Tommy Gunn, MC in the house, Bjorn watching today too. Snake Doctor 78's watching out there. Bearded Lunchbox is with us. Woods is out there today too. We did have some tacos and French fries. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Mysore Bicep. Scott 79 again. Tommy Gunn from up in the Canada area. What else we got? Who else is joining in here? We did have Kim Williams out there. We had Ricky Williams out there. Squib Load, Squib Lift, Squib Day is out there today too. Arm Rebellion 47. Let's see. Is that about it? I don't know if we're missing a few people, but a lot of guys have been asking why I'm not on Matt's show anymore and Never Enough Ammo show. I love his show. It's just when we hit 9 o'clock, guys, I'm tired, man. I'm exhausted. So I might try to get into Matt's podcast, from 9 to 10. But part of it is at the end of the night, I take the dog out for a long walk and I'm just exhausted. I get up early. I got a long day. I love my work, but I'm tired. About 7, 8, 9 o'clock, I'm ready to turn in. So I just don't stay up really late. Now in the summertime and over holidays, I do get into Matt's podcast. You might not realize it, but there was a time back in the day when I was doing 4 or 5 of these a night, from like 6 to 10 or 7 to 10 every night. But just work just takes a toll on you. And, I got a lot of responsibility. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not in Matt's podcast. But I get an invite from him every night, except for Trigger Time, because that's his own show. But nothing but respect for Matt and, G-Webs and Night Strike and those guys that helped me get to where I am today, because without them, I wouldn't have gotten any podcast exposure or any encouragement to do what I do. So, but I will try to get back on Matt's show at some point here. As we get closer to summertime, it's just easier for me. I've got more free time, and sleep's important to me. I don't feel good if I only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night and then go into a full day, or just you're irritable and it just makes for a long day. And it's just not fun. So that's why I haven't been on Matt's show as much as I want to, but I'll get back to it. We'll get back to it here in the summertime. So anyway, guys, this is Travis P11. Thanks for watching episode 277, season 5. We'll be getting closer and closer to season 6 here as we get closer to June. Don't forget to check out the details on Thunder on the Prairie 2023 over Nebraska Shooters. Watch my video on it. I did one as a live stream and also as a regular. I took the live stream and brought it over as just a regular video you can watch. Covers all the details, or you can email me at thecalibercorner@gmail.com if you have questions. But in the meantime, that's it. I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we'll talk to you soon. So there you go. Bye, Felicia. Talk to you later.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye, Alicia. Bye.